bridge that brought us all together, and of course, Catherine. The embrace has been wonderful. By a show of hands, how many people here, I just want to feel the energy a little bit. How many people here like the idea of having quality information? Quality information. Yeah. All right, that's a beautiful thing. That's just about everybody in the room. Repeat after me, if you will. Give me information.
Give me information.
And I will create my own inspiration. Inspiration will lead me to the growth game. The growth game will lead me to the momentum game. The momentum game will lead me to the money game. And the money game will give me access to attractability and sustainability for the next 5 years of my business and my life. Give yourselves the greatest hand clap that you ever gave. Absolutely. I had the opportunity to pen my very first book, The Power of Business Credit and Funding. And it's a blueprint that every entrepreneur, emergent or seasoned, would want to take advantage of, because it's going to give you access to information that will allow you to open and establish a business with the use of your EIN number and not your Social Security number. In the process of writing the book, I obviously brought together about 10 entrepreneurs, of whom are all friends in some way or another. And what I discovered in that process of bringing everybody together was that the majority of them was what I call recognition rich. They were recognition rich. So what that means is they had cars, they had houses, they had good money, they were taking trips in the whole 9 yards, so they were recognition rich. But what they lacked was information. They lacked information. Or another way for me to put it, they were recognition rich, but they were information poor. They were information poor. And it all started with just me going and having a conversation with them, only to find that they had businesses, they had good money, and there were more than a handful of them who had what we call equity lines of credit. Equity lines of credit. And they had equity lines of credit with no idea that 30 to 35% of their debt to value ratio was compounding against their FICO score. With no record, with no information at all. But once again, they were recognition rich, but they lacked information. It was also brought to my attention that they were using credit cards with no idea that there's a threshold level as it relates to your credit cards where you shouldn't be using no more than 30% of the limit that the bank has given you. Right. Which means that if you have a credit card and the limit is $1,000, you really shouldn't be spending no more than $365 of that credit card. Right. Wow. Why? Because it goes against your FICO score. It goes against your FICO score. With no clear understanding did they have that there are separate credit bureaus as relates to your business credit and your personal credit. Of course, with your personal credit, there is Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, which has absolutely nothing to do with business credit. Wow. Absolutely nothing, not one thing. Business credit, on the other hand, has Equifax, Experian, and Dun & Bradstreet. And Dun & Bradstreet. 2 different sets of credit bureaus that report differently. They report differently. With business credit, it is reported as it relates to your EIN number and not your Social Security number. But these are all